None of this makes sense from a basketball standpoint in my mind. You cannot justify this from a basketball standpoint. Guy writes, and this is a little bit long, but give me a break or stick with me here because it's well worth understanding what this guy is talking about. As a 6-year-old boy, I watched the first ever Mavericks game with my late dad on October 11th, 1980. The Mavs beat the Spurs, blah, blah, blah. And then he says, I have a theory as to what's really going on here. Premise 1. The Mavs trading Luka, a 25-year-old, one of the top 3 players in the world, to the Lakers in return for a broken down 32-year-old Anthony Street Clothes Davis makes no sense as a basketball move. Virtually no one disputes this, so there must be a non-basketball explanation for what is going on here. Premise 2. The Mavs' new Miriam Adelson Dumont ownership group has no real interest in basketball, and they have said as much. To the Adelsons, the Mavs are just a means to an end, which is opening up the largest untapped gambling market in the country, Texas. A destination resort casino in DFW, Dallas-Fort Worth, with the new Mavs arena in it is their frequently stated goal. So I believe in 2022 or 2023, Adelson buys the Mavericks from Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban, longtime owner of the Mavericks. He's been embarrassed and shamed over a sex scandal in a environment within the Dallas Mavericks that's, looks really bad. He looks like he's running Harvey Weinstein's basketball organization. He gets shamed. He sells 75%, I believe, of his stake in the Mavericks to Adelson. He's still a minority owner. Cuban, hardcore basketball fan. Miriam Adelson, not a hardcore basketball fan. She has other interests. This is me talking, not telling you what this kid is saying or what this person is saying. He's an adult. He's a 6-year-old. He said he watched his first ever game in 1980. Anyway, premise number 3. The Adelson push to change Texas law to allow their Mavs-centered destination casino resort is going badly in Austin. Again, despite hiring virtually every lobbyist in Austin, Texas, their company, Sands Casino, Miriam Adelson, she made her fortune, or her husband made his fortune by running the Sands Casino, is not getting a bill through the Texas legislature this season.
So let me just stop this video real fast. I think Jason is breaking this all down perfectly. But here's the thing, I am not sure if LeBron James and Luka Doncic will be a power duo in NBA. Let's get back to the clip.
So another loss for gambling in Texas, and it will be 2 more years before the next legislative session. Premise 4. The Adelsons need more leverage to get a gambling bill through the Texas legislature. But they already donate more to Texas politicians than literally anyone else, and they employ dozens of good lobbyists. So where the carrot has failed, they need a stick. That stick is the threat to move the Mavs to Vegas unless they get what they want. Premise 5. As of 24 hours ago, the threat to move the Mavs to Vegas was laughable. The Mavs just made a trip to the NBA Finals and were led by a 25-year-old generational superstar. They landed a major free agent, Klay Thompson, in the offseason. They were beloved in Dallas-Fort Worth, the 4th largest media market in the United States. Teams riding high don't move. Premise 6. If their goal is to open a destination casino resort centered on a new arena, the Adelsons are better off with the Mavs being bad, unpopular, and unprofitable. This would make viable their threat to move to Vegas unless the Texas legislature legalizes their Venetian Dallas casino arena plan. Premise 7, the NBA would not allow a healthy franchise to abandon the 4th largest media market in Dallas or in the U.S., but if local support for the Mavs has dried up, the aging American Airlines Center is full of empty seats. The political will to build a new arena has collapsed, and the promise of a golden new market in Vegas beckons. Ask fans of the Seattle Supersonics if the NBA would block a Mavs to Vegas. Premise 8, by giving away Luka in return for Anthony Day-to-Day Davis, the Mavs went from being a top-tier NBA team for many years to come to who knows what now. The combination of AD, Clay, and Kai is the 2018 NBA All-Star team. But it's unfortunately 2025. The reality is the Mavs will be bad soon, and they don't have the draft capital to change their trajectory. Premise 9, but even worse for the Mavs franchise is that day one fans like me feel betrayed and heartsick. I have never seen a fan base so angry. Who is going to buy season tickets now, watch games on TV, buy and wear merchandise? The Mavericks are already down 700K followers on Instagram since they ran Luka out of town. I can relate to this. If I were still back in Indiana and a super hardcore Pacer fan the way that I was, if they had given away one of the 2 or 3 best players in the league, a guy that Dallas fans have invested 7 years in, and you have one of the 2 or 3, and you just give him away for an old aging player, I would swear off the Pacers, lead a boycott of the Pacers. I would be irate, never support the Pacers again, feel totally betrayed. This is what's happening in Dallas. They're down 700K in Instagram followers. I know that that's the Matrix and all that other stuff, but people in Dallas are upset. Who wants that?
Thank you so much for watching the video, so let's discuss the recent trade. The potential reasons behind a hypothetical trade where the Lakers move Anthony Davis for Luka Doncic could involve several strategic factors. Firstly, Luka Doncic is an incredible young talent with the ability to carry a team on his shoulders, offering the Lakers a long-term star. While Anthony Davis is undeniably a defensive powerhouse and a key contributor to the Lakers' success, his injury history has raised concerns about his consistency and future availability. Doncic, on the other hand, is a durable player who can consistently put up high-scoring performances, and his playmaking ability would allow the Lakers to build a more dynamic offense. Moreover, trading for Doncic could signal a shift towards rebuilding around youth. At just 24 years old, Doncic offers the Lakers a player who could be a cornerstone for the franchise for the next decade, while Davis, though still elite, is 30 years old and may not have the same long-term potential. Another consideration could be Luka's marketability and global appeal. The Lakers are known for bringing in stars who can elevate the team's brand, and Luka's international following would boost the team's global presence. Lastly, a trade could be a response to recent playoff disappointments. If the Lakers believe they need a player who can be the focal point of the offense with more consistency and less injury risk, Doncic could be the answer to rejuvenate the team and give them a fresh direction.